Well, for once, the unpredictable weather in Wisconsin is cooperating with us, and we couldn't ask for a more lovely day. My name is Lynn Sexton, and I have had the privilege of being the CEO of Agrace for longer than I want to talk about. I just want you all to think I'm really young, and if I tell you how long I've been the CEO, then I'll give myself away. Well, thank you for being here, celebrating the groundbreaking of the Ellen and Peter Johnson Dementia Village. Today marks a new chapter for not only this organization, but the community as well. The moment reflects a lot of what we have learned over the years as we've cared for families and patients, and what we now believe is possible. For years, Agrace has supported people living with dementia through our hospice program, through our educational programs, through our adult day program. We have been in people's homes, we have listened, we have walked alongside families through very difficult days. And what we have seen is a gap that we don't feel we can ignore any longer. Our current systems do not always support the quality of life that people with dementia deserve. This is not about the dedication of people who provide that care. It's about the limits of the memory care system in our country. And for those who choose not to use the services of memory care facilities, the weight that families have to bear in caring for their loved ones with dementia can often be too much. They all deserve better options, and that's why this village matters. Our vision is grounded in a simple belief. A dementia diagnosis should not end a person's ability to live a meaningful life. People still need joy, purpose, connection, and ability to make their own decisions. One question has guided us throughout. Were it not for the dementia, what would be normal for this person? What would their daily life look like and feel like? And that question changes everything. Our approach is inspired by Hogeweyk, which is a dementia village located in the Netherlands. This one village has reshaped how different parts of the globe are caring for those with dementia. Country after country after country have replicated this model, except ours. Many have tried, but the folks at Hogeweyk tell us that as these efforts have gotten underway, they've stepped aside from the model so very much that really the folks at Hogeweyk can't feel comfortable acquainting their name with the effort. At Hogeweyk, people do not live in an institution. They live in a neighborhood. They walk to the grocery store, they sit in a cafe, they spend time outdoors, and they move through daily life in ways that feel very familiar and normal. Care is present, but it is quietly woven into the environment, not dictating what the environment is. Too often, as dementia progresses, a person's world steadily gets smaller. And it's not because their caregivers have poor intentions, but they want to keep their loved one safe. Here, we're building an environment where safety and autonomy can coexist, where life continues to feel open and familiar and deeply human. What Hogeweyk has shown us is that when you design around a person and not the disease, you restore dignity, you reduce distress, and you create moments of joy and connection that matter. In this village, residents will live in small homes that look and feel like any of the homes that you all live in. They will help prepare meals. They will sit at a dining room table and share meals with their housemates. They will help tidy the environment. They will spend time going outside and taking a walk or sitting under a tree. They will choose how they get to spend their day. They will be surrounded by a setting that feels recognizable and alive. What we're building is not an institution, it's a neighborhood. We often say that people living with dementia need care, and that's true, but they also still need to feel like their life is their own. For families, this village offers something equally important. It offers relief earlier in the journey. Too often, support comes for these families only at the very end of life. But families need help long before that point. They need a place where their loved one can live well and not just be safe. This $40 million investment will transform this campus. It will include many small homes. It will include significantly expanded adult day services and spaces that support families, visitors, and staff. We believe this work can help lead a change across the country. At least that's really what we're hoping. And the number of calls that we've gotten since this was first announced, I can't even count on two hands. It's been really remarkable, the interest across the country. What we're building, we hope, will show what is possible when you design for the full experience of living with dementia. You know, when we opened this campus 26 years ago, Agrace helped change how people experience dying. We showed that end-of-life care could be compassionate and dignified. And today, we have the opportunity to change how people live with dementia. Make no mistake about it, hospice remains a vital part of who we are, and the first phase of this project expands our inpatient hospice program and continues to strengthen what we've been doing for the past 50 years. The trust placed in us by patients and families continues to guide us every step of the way. Along this way, we have been fortunate to be supported by the generosity of countless donors whose belief in our mission has helped make Agrace what it is today. Their support has allowed our community to benefit from compassionate, innovative care literally for generations now. Bringing the vision of the Dementia Village to life has been no exception. We are especially grateful to our lead donors, Ellen and Peter Johnson, Dwayne and Candy Swalheim, and Fred and Ann Rouse. Your extraordinary generosity and leadership have helped transform this vision into something real and lasting. And to all of our donors, a huge thank you. You have brought us nearly halfway to our campaign goal, and every gift moves us closer to opening in 2027. We are also honored to be joined by elected officials and community leaders, including Governor Tony Evers and First Lady Kathy Evers, Dane County Executive Melissa Ayard, the Mayor of Fitchburg and former Agrace board member, Julia Arata-Frata, Twasif Anand from the office of Senator Ron Johnson, Justin Williams, who's representing Senator Tammy Baldwin, and Dane Verisi from the office of Representative Mark Pocan. We are also grateful for the partners that we are working with that is making this vision come to life. They include Community Living Solutions, our architects for the project, J.P. Cullen, who is helping us build this campus, Huffman Keel, who is helping us navigate an environment we're not especially familiar with in the construction world, as well as JSD, who is making sure this campus is alive with plantings and walkways and the beauty that the outdoor brings to us. This work has required vision, courage, and an enormous amount of effort. I would be remiss if I didn't spend a moment, though, acknowledging Agrace's board. So if you're in the audience and you're a member of our foundation board or our Agrace board, please stand up. So these individuals volunteer their time to steward this nonprofit. And I came to them a little over 2 years ago with this brilliant idea to bring a European model that hasn't been successful yet in the United States to our community. And we worked hard to make sure we thought it could work. And they stood by me every step of the way. They are fantastic stewards of the resource that Agrace is to the community. And if you ever get the chance to be on a nonprofit board, I hope you'll do that, because they are so important to what nonprofits do across our community, not just here at Agrace. As we break ground today, we're making a statement about what people living with dementia deserve. They deserve meaning and purpose. They deserve autonomy. They deserve support. They deserve spontaneity. They deserve care, and they deserve a life that still feels like a life. This is the future that we hope to build, and I couldn't be happier to be able to be at the helm of an organization willing to take that leap. And now it's my pleasure to introduce former board member, oh, and she also happens to be the mayor of Fitchburg, Julia Ratafrata.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos días a todos, and welcome to Fitchburg. It's truly an honor to be here today as we celebrate the groundbreaking of the Ellen and Peter Johnson Dementia Village at Agrace. This project is not only unique for Fitchburg, it's unique for Wisconsin, and it's one of the very first of its kind in the entire country, and we should be proud of that. This is something that is incredible, special for our Fitchburg community. What makes this village so innovative is that it reimagines dementia care with dignity, compassion, and connection at the center. Instead of feeling institutional, this will feel like a real neighborhood, a place where people living with dementia can continue to experience community, independence, comfort, and joys. Nearly every family has been touched by dementia in some way, including mine, and this project represents hope for families, better support for caregivers, and a new model of care that will inspire community far beyond Fitchburg. Our community has always believed in innovation paired with compassion. We believe in creating places that they are welcoming, inclusive, and people-centered. The Dementia Village reflects those values. It will not only serve residents and families, it will strengthen Fitchburg's role as a community that embraces forward-thinking healthcare, supports aging with dignity, and cares deeply about the quality of life. The city of Fitchburg is incredibly proud to have Agrace as a part of our community. Agrace has been a trusted partner for many years, and we are proud to support this project and continue partnering in a vision that will positively impact so many families across our region. As a chair of the Planning Commission, I also had the pleasure of working with Agrace team, engineers, architects, throughout the approval process. Their vision, collaboration, and commitment to creating something truly meaningful for our community were evident at every step. I want to congratulate to the leadership of this organization that I care so deeply, especially the CEO, Lynn Sexton. Thank you for your leadership and vision. The board of directors, volunteers, staff at Agrace for the vision for this project. I also want to thank Ellen and Peter Johnson for their generosity to this project. Gracias. The support will leave a lasting impact on countless families for generations to come. And remember this, today's groundbreaking is more than the start of a building project. It's the beginning of something that will make a significant difference in the life of many, many families. Congratulations to everyone involved in this project, and thank you for choosing Fitchburg to be the place that everything started. And now it's my honor to introduce our next speaker, our Governor, Tony Evers.
Well, thanks, Mayor. Oops, get this up a little bit. Well, thanks, everybody, and thanks, Mayor, for for the introduction. It's great to join you today for this really exciting event. As some of you might know, over the years, my wife Kathy and I have been staunch supporters of Wisconsin's dementia and Alzheimer's care community. This is an issue Kathy has made a cornerstone as part of her work as First Lady. In our very first year at the executive residence, Kathy worked with ADRC of Dane County to make the residence a dementia-friendly space for the very first time. While the residence might be our home for now, it's the people's home first and foremost, and we wanted to make sure that everyone who steps through those doors feels right at home. During my time as governor, I support the work of researchers and caregivers and advocates like those here today working to end this terrible disease. With cases expected to double over the next several decades, supporting this research is important to the tens of thousands of folks and families who are impacted by dementia and Alzheimer's in Wisconsin. Over the next several years, my administration will also make it a priority to support the dedicated healthcare workers and caregivers who provide that critical care to folks living with dementia. Whether it's paid or unpaid, at home or in a facility, or this new project here, caregiving is a multi-billion-dollar undertaking here in Wisconsin. So I believe it's imperative that we provide caregivers the support to ensure that they're able to meet patients' basic and unique needs alike. In our last budget, I proposed $1 million to boost support for the family and caregiver Alzheimer's support program. While these funds, unfortunately and untimely, were removed from the final budget that was sent to my desk, just a few months later, I was glad to sign legislation that expand eligibility for this critical program. By eliminating an outdated income cap, we're ensuring counties have the greater flexibility in supporting caregivers. With expansion of the eligibility for the program, more families are going to be able to access resources they need, from adult daycare to in-home help to nutrition and meal delivery services. Because we know when folks need to tap into out-of-home care, we need the providers ready to step in. Now, this new Dementia Village is a first-of-its-kind endeavor here in the U.S., and I believe it's safe to say that it's the future of dementia care. This facility is bringing a level of dignity and respect and understanding that will go a long way toward folks' well-being and quality of life. At the same time, they offer peace of mind to families who can rest easy knowing their loved one is receiving the highest quality of care. It's my sincere hope that this is the first of many here in Wisconsin and across the country, and I want to thank everybody involved, and there's many here, for their foresight and determination to see this happen. So from the project partners to the Agrace leaders and staff and everybody here today, thank you for understanding what a project like this means for patients and families in our state. The immediate benefits to patient care are obvious, but I think the long-term impacts are even more specific and significant. So thanks again for your ongoing efforts to support those in your care. Congratulations on the groundbreaking of the village. I'm excited to see the good things that will happen. And with that, I'll pass it back to Lynn. Lynn?
Thank you so much, Governor Evers. So now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Peter and Ellen Johnson, who have walked alongside our organization for decades and have helped so many of our meaningful, visionary ideas come to life. And so I want to invite you all up to say a few words.
Thank you, Lynn. And Ellen and myself have always looked at our association with Agrace as a real privilege. And we got started roughly 20 years ago with the building of the residence. And when the newest idea came along, we thought, first of all, we're too old, but once we learned a little more about it, we said we can't be a part of, we can't miss being a part of this. So to be able to bring a new vision and a new treatment for dementia care to Agrace certainly makes this day a very notable and exciting for all of us that are present today. To focus on the replication of normal life as nearly as possible as what patients knew prior to their onset of the diagnosis of this awful degenerative, can't speak too well anymore either, disease is the goal of the Dementia Village. An emphasis of what patients can do, not what they cannot do. The dedicated group of Agrace staff and board members explored facilities and treatments both nationally and internationally. And one model stood apart from all the others. And I am proud and enthusiastically to support the selection of the Netherlands Hogeweyk. Did I pronounce that right? Okay, thank you. Hogeweyk Dementia Village, which has been in existence for almost 20 years. So we're not patterning after somebody just started out a couple years ago. All the kinks and all the wrong things you can do have already been tried, and I think they got a plan that really works well. So this model certainly stood apart from all the others. It has been, as I said, in existence for almost 20 years, and Agrace aims to establish a twin dementia village in Dane County, and I'm sorry, Fitchburg, but I want to expand the services of Agrace beyond Fitchburg, because it really is Dane County and even southern Wisconsin, as Agrace has really expanded over the 20 years that we have been involved. Replicating it is what is going to be the first in the U.S. We're not the first to get involved with memory care, but we're the first to, and I think Lynn said it very well, replicate exactly what they've been doing in the Netherlands. And I hope, everybody always likes to put their own stamp on it and say, we did it this way, but I think it's been said over and over again, they're going to do the best they possibly can to follow the plan and the program that has been so successful in the Netherlands. Right now, Agrace is caring for approximately 1,400 in-the-home care hospice patients and another 400 in palliative care. I know when we got involved 20 years ago, that number was maybe 600, and palliative care wasn't even talked about. They said, what is that, something you eat or drink? But anyway, 60% of the home care patients that we now serve are suffering from some form of dementia. 60%. That's a staggering figure in my mind. And in the palliative care area, it's 45 to 50%. So certainly dementia care, memory care, whatever term you want to use, is really desperately needed in our world today. And if you don't believe that those numbers, because somebody made them up, they've had over 350 people just in the last couple months, with a limited amount of publicity, sign up and say, put me on the wait list. And we don't even have a wait list. So that tells you again and again the need for dementia care. Leadership has made this commitment to change. Now, many of you know, being in business myself, change never comes very easily. People don't like change. People like to keep it the way it is. We've been successful, why change? But the leadership at Agrace said we can do more for this area of memory care. Bricks and mortar are the easy part. The hard part is having a dedicated staff that makes this a very special place. I've had, over the last 20 years, people come out of the woodwork, don't know us at all, and say thank you. And it's always, they talk about what a special place Agrace is. And it's the people. The bricks don't make it special. The people make it special. And all I want to do today is applaud not only the leadership, but the staff, and say, and support them, and thank them for the wonderful job that they have done over the last, since 1978, what is that? Close to 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We're deeply grateful for your generosity and for your commitment to Agrace. You as well, Ellen. I'm sure you wrote the speech for him, so thank you very much. I'm Jane Wiedenbeck, and I have the privilege of serving as the board chair for Agrace. It's truly an honor to be here today to speak to you and to be part of this historic moment as we celebrate Dementia Village. I'd like to thank Governor Evers, Mayor Aratafrata, and Peter and Ellen Johnson for your inspiring words today and for your unwavering commitment to the Dementia Village project. I'd like to also thank all of you for being here today to celebrate this moment with us and being part of this important journey. Now, Lynn made all the board stand up and thank us for what we do for this nonprofit organization. I'm going to turn the tables on you, Lynn, and thank you for what you do for this organization. I've had the privilege of being a part of Lynn's team for the last 8 years and have witnessed firsthand her extraordinary dedication, compassion, and visionary leadership. Through her unwavering advocacy and commitment, Lynn has helped turn a powerful vision into a reality, creating a place where individuals living with dementia will be cared for with dignity, purpose, and compassion. Her passion for serving others continues to inspire all of us, and this remarkable project would not be possible without her leadership and without her heart. Lynn, thank you for your tireless work, your belief in this mission, and the lasting impact you're making on so many lives. Thank you. Now, I started my journey with Agrace when my father received hospice care here 18 years ago. And when I reflect on where Agrace was then compared to what it's become today, the growth and impact are truly remarkable. What began for our family as compassionate end-of-life care during a difficult time has evolved into so much more, providing comfort, dignity, emotional support, specialized programs, and innovative care for patients and families facing complex challenges, including dementia. Having experienced hospice personally, I understand firsthand the difference this care makes, and it's incredibly meaningful to me now to be part of an organization that continues to expand that mission and reach even more families with the same compassion and humanity that meant so much to my own family years ago. Today, we celebrate more than the start of new construction. We celebrate the beginning of a new chapter in how we care for people living with dementia and the families who love them. Years from now, families will walk these paths, gather in these homes, share meals in the pub, and experience moments of joy, comfort, and belonging because of what begins here today. Now we've arrived at one of the most meaningful moments of today's groundbreaking ceremony, the ceremonial turning of the dirt. This is a tradition that marks the official beginning of a vision becoming reality. So in just a moment, our honored guests will take up their shovels and break ground on what will become the first dementia village in the United States, a place rooted in dignity, connection, innovation, and compassion. The simple act of breaking ground carries profound meaning. It represents hope for families navigating dementia. It reflects the generosity, leadership, and belief of a community that came together to imagine something better. And it marks the beginning of a journey that will change lives for generations to come. So now, please join me in welcoming our honored guests that will step forward and take part in this historic moment. Please welcome Lynn Sexton, Governor Tony Evers, and First Lady Kathy Evers, Mayor Julia Aratafrata, Dane County Executive Melissa Agard, and Ellen and Peter Johnson. 3, 2, 1. Thank you all so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing all of you at our opening next year. Thank you very much.